There are really two components to your major power tool. You got the rotational spin, and you got the forward impact. Now there's a thing called a rotohammer or a hammer drill that actually combines these two forces.
Yeah. I saw one of those. Yeah. It goes whoop, 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 whoop. It's got like a bit and a chisel. Oh, I saw whoop, 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 whoop. So cool, right?
No one cares, Harold, what you saw. So Neil, you get yourself the big frame rotohammer, take that electric motor off there, throw that one into the lake, and stick on, say, a slant 6 out of a 63 Valiant. Clamp her down with the big buffer clamps on there, and I'll tell you, you got one heck of a power tool in your hand, young fella.
Be a little hard to handle, wouldn't it?
Well, you don't have to run her for long. You know? And remember, Neil, let the weight of the tool do the work, all right? And send us a picture if you try this, because actually I just thought of it right now.
I don't think you should lead our viewers on like that.
There's a little harmless fun, Harold.
Yeah, well, what if somebody gets hurt?
Well, it's harmful fun, then.
What if somebody sues you?
All right, an electric drill.
Yeah, I knew that.
One of my favorite hobbies today, model airplane flying on adventures with Bill. It took me 2 years to build this particular model that I have right here, but Bill's here now. Thank you, Bill. Now, you don't want to get upset sometimes when things happen, because look what he's done here. Look what he's done. Look what he's done. He's brought a replacement, and suddenly I'm thinking, hey, I didn't like that old plane anyhow. Who cares, huh? What? I guess I meant, well, all right. Anyway, a great plane, doesn't matter whose it is, huh? The thing with a hobby is it's a great idea, relaxing, takes your mind off your worries. You can go out there and just, Bill takes a turkey baster out of his jacket, which makes sense. And I'm trying to fool around with the radio control. He doesn't even have the strings or the wires. This is one of these fancy units, but she doesn't seem to be a couple of little funnels there to get the gas in, and he's got her gassed up, and I'm trying to figure out what's wrong with the controller, and I think it's the batteries on that. You know, I think when you leave the batteries in there for over 7-8 years with the humidity, and Bill, I think maybe you were a little premature on that. Was a little premature starting. I think you were early on that one. I'm trying to show him the battery. With Bill, anything he doesn't understand, he licks, which can be a dangerous habit. Anyway, up she goes, the plane, and then she's turned around and she starts heading back towards us and takes off and everything, and now it's like, but as I say, you know, with a hobby, I think you're getting out in the outdoors, you're getting some exercise there, and you get to experience, you know, some bonding and spending a lot of time together, and, you know, it gets the heart going, gets the blood pumping there. Bill suddenly realizes what he needs is another radio controller, so we got one in the back of the van there, and I guess one's as good as the next, and he starts flicking that around, and no, that's not the right, no, what the heck, no, get rid of it, all right, no problem. But as I say, you get a chance to think and be innovative and come up with other solutions. Here's another radio controller. We got tons of them in there. And this one, I think, is gonna, what? I don't, and that, what's that? Well, he's turned it into a car. And as I say, the hobby can be relaxing and can kind of get your frustrations. Where you go, where you go. Stay tuned while Dalton gives us all the finger, and I experience the loneliness of the long-distance poet. Well, the big sculpture project up at Rock Reef Point is moving ahead, okay? We find that when you're doing painting a picture or perhaps doing a sculpture of a Canadian famous person, you're better to stay kind of non-committal on who it is until you see how she turns out.
Boy, by the time you guys are finished with Rock Reef Point, it's going to look like a Rock Reef speed bump.
That type of rock is very hard to work with, Harold. We had Sir Charles Tuffer just about completely done, and then we knocked off a real important bit, and now he's Margaret Trudeau.
Well, maybe you shouldn't try doing so many. You know, just stick with the one you got on the very end there. That looks just like John Diefenbaker.
That's Anne Murray.
Woo! Boy, she's let herself go.
I don't know. I don't think works of art should be this hard. Are we doing something wrong, Harold?
Oh, yes, always. I think you should get the proper equipment and the proper materials. And you know, it's oftentimes when people are doing sculptures, it's best if those people know how to say sculpt, like, say, a sculptor.
Harold, you take the fun out of everything.
No, I take the danger.
That's what I just said. My snowmobile by me. Roaring along on my snowmobile, throttle wide open, zooming over the hills, sailing down the gullies, smashing into a hidden rock. careening through a rail fence, tearing up a stand of shrubs, cartwheeling off the roof of the barn, and finally coming to rest 26 feet up a pine tree. Golly, that's 4 feet higher than last year. We're out here by the main highway at Humphrey's Everything Store to show you people the art of bartering, where I'm going to trade some of these collectibles and so on to get myself some tools that we can use on our sculpture up at Rock Reef Point. All righty, Dalton. Ready to do some bartering?
Yeah, I guess, yep.
Okay. This here belonged to my grandfather. Is that worth anything, do you think?
Well, if it is, don't tell your kids. I'll just take the money, waste it, spend it on something stupid.
Yeah. All right. This actually was part of the original homestead, you know.
Yeah. I've seen tons of them. Sold brand new in 1900 for 30 cents.
And what would it be worth now, would you think?
30 cents. It's scrap.
Oh.
Of course, I bet my daughter'd spend $50 on it.
Is she around?
You know, it used to be people didn't throw money away. Today's kids just spend it willy-nilly. And who pays? The parents. Not the daughters. No, sir. You know that my daughter took my money and bought 2 burnt-out cars and a old tour bus.
Probably bought them for scrap iron.
To live in.
Oh.
Yes, oh yes. She and the guy she's seeing are going to weld them together and live in them. Without heating, without lighting, without a marriage license. What do you think of that, Red?
Well, now, when I answer those kinds of questions, I either end up getting punched or driven home in a cop car. Tell you what, though, Dalton, I could take those vehicles off your hands. We'll strip them for parts.
Like to strip her boyfriend for parts.
Oh, I'm thinking we could use the car parts for our sculpture. Gotta be easier than carving, right? I could use the car parts as parts of the faces, like that Crispo guy does with the bed sheets.
Yeah? Well, what did you give me for them?
Well, I'll give you everything I brought.
Well, then it's not worth anything.
Well, that's how barter works. We're trading things of equal value here.
What's the deal?
Great.
Actually, I'm up 30 cents.
We came that close to a huge success, turning Rock Reef Point into the Canadian Mount Rushmore.
I heard old man Sedgwick got nailed by a Greyhound bus grill.
No, but we came that close. Oh, you should have seen it, Harold. We had car grills for teeth. We had trunk lids for ears. We had headlights for eyes. And when you waved at them, they'd flick up onto the high beam.
There's something odd with seeing Dr. Norman Bethune made out of Bricklin parts. And Sir Wilfrid Laurier looked like one of the Power Rangers.
Ah, it was beautiful. Art, entertainment, and the history of transportation all in the one attraction. The only thing we left out was gravity.
Oh, no. Gravity was there.
Yeah, right at the end especially. Boy, I'm telling you. You know, we should have attached things a little more securely. Duct tape is good, but it's not that good. Luckily, nobody was hurt.
Except the beach. All that scrap metal all over the place looked like the cover to a Neil Young CD.
Well, that stuff won't be there long. The waves really pound in over there.
You're gonna let that scrap metal dissolve into Possum Lake?
Good for it, Harold. It's iron. Popeye'd be real happy with Possum Lake.
Yeah, because it looks so much like olive oil. Oh, it's your meeting time, Uncle Red.
Yeah, you go ahead, Harold. I'll be down in a little while. If my wife is watching, I've come to realize that if you're going to sculpt the human form, you have to study the human form. So I'll be coming straight home after the meeting. I may not know art, but I know what I like. And to the rest of you, thanks for watching. Until next time, on behalf of myself and Harold and the whole gang up here at Pots Garage, keep your stick on the ice. Find out more about Possum Lodge merchandise, call 1-800-Y-POSSUM or check out Harold's homepage on the internet, www.redgreen.com.